Yo, guess what I found at the store today?
Cracker Barrel?
Dildos?
No. What's, like, food wise?
Oh.
Cracker Barrel.
What's a snack from your
Dunkaroo.
childhood? Yep, found Dunkaroos. Are they back?
You're such a screw. You knew it.
No, I didn't.
You didn't just nail
did it.
Dunkaroo.
You just fucking nailed it.
nailed it. I'm a big Dunkaroo guy.
I had no idea they were back. I walk into the store. They're sitting right there.
You bought some?
Hell yeah. I was
Really?
going to bring them, but I forgot. I'll bring some next
Yeah,
time
you
for the
didn't forget.
boys.
You just
I'll
said
bring
that
the
for fun.
Dunkaroos.
Yeah, you forgot. forgot to bring them.
Oh my
Dunkaroos.
God.
I was dunking all morning.
It's the greatest snack of all
Double
time.
dunking. It is a good
Dunkaroo?
snack. Yeah, I want to know what's in that.
You know what's nice,
It's
dude?
just cookie and icing, the simplest thing ever. But it's so delicious.
Yeah, but that icing, it's like
That
It's
ice is
different.
crack.
Yeah.
it's like it
Literally
came from the
crack.
horn of a unicorn.
I want a cake with Dunkaroo icing.
See, that might spoil it.
We got confetti cake for our wedding.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Nerd Soup Podcast. I am Bo Oliver here, joined today with Aaron and Teddy, and we are back to talk about the world of movies, TV, and video games. And, of course, listen to this podcast on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify. I think it's just called Apple Podcasts these days, right?
Yeah.
Google Podcasts.
iTunes.
Send us your questions at nerdsoup4u@gmail.com or follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all those places, at Nerd Soup, Bo Soup, Nerd
Stop
Soup Monkey,
staring at me.
Teddy, Nerd Soup. I wasn't really staring at you.
Are
I
you
was
kidding me?
I was in the zone. You just happened to be in the way of it.
God.
You know, like that
It was
never
like
hap-
you're doing it for me. Like you're nailing the entire intro and staring into my eyes.
No, I was just I just got caught in the soul zone. Is that window? You sure it's closed?
Yeah, it's closed.
Because the wind is humming there.
I can hear it.
It's a windy day. What's on the menu for your wedding anyway?
A lot of stuff, actually.
Yeah, I feel like you're gonna have.
Cocktail hour, bro.
I feel like you're gonna go off
Stupid.
cocktail hour.
Yeah. And the food's amazing.
Nice.
Well, we got steak, salmon.
Well, the dinner
chicken,
always sucks.
The big three. The dinner's not going to suck. Trust me.
Well, usually, like we go to a wedding, even if you get like,
I think I got teriyaki salmon.
I got like
for
filet
one.
mignon like last time I was at a wedding. It was a nice place, but because when you make that much food for dinner for people, it's not going to taste right. But when you bust out the apps, that's the.
Larkfield's known for its food.
Okay,
So,
I'll be the judge of that.
yeah, you all will. Fall
My
back.
sister really did a good job with food at her wedding. Her appetizers were great. They
That's
just
the
kind of
key.
came
Yeah,
around
dude.
and handed them out to people.
Mm.
Had little grilled cheese sandwiches and shit.
We
It's
made
nice variety.
we made it so we have 4 hours in between the church and the cocktail hour, so we can get all the pictures done, so we can enjoy cocktail hour.
Now we
That's
don't
fun.
go to the church.
You don't have to go. No.
Like
You know what? I'm gonna show up. Not to the church, just to the wedding.
You going? You
Yeah, I've
coming?
decided to go.
Nice.
'Cause I
like
got
with
that vacuum
COVID,
shot.
like to go to the church and what? You just go there, say a couple words. I know it. You know,
You double dip on your vaccine yet?
it's not eligible for me.
People ditch their appointments for the vaccines. I heard. So like every day when they're done vaccinating, there's like 100 vaccines left over because people don't show up to their appointments.
vaccinating.
Is that a word?
I have a friend who works in pharmaceuticals and told me the same thing, that a lot of people are not showing up to their appointments, so they have more vaccinations.
They toss them, don't they? Because they have to get stored.
Yeah, no, I think after a few days, yeah, they have to toss them.
Well, this is like Dunkin' Donuts at the end of the day with the fucking donuts.
They're
They're just
tossing
giving
donuts
out
out.
vaccines.
Instead
to
of giving the
homeless people.
donuts like a homeless shelter, they can't get the vaccines. So
Some
like
high school kids.
some walk-ins.
I got some vaccines for you, but they weren't stored at the right temperature. So
Yeah, I think what they do is I guess they take them out of storage, and then when they're out, they can't go back in.
right.
So they should have it like, oh, come by like half
First come,
hour
first
before
serve, right?
close, and we'll just shoot you up.
That goes back to like the 1700s. That's when they discovered that. Cooling vaccines preserves them.
Really?
They had fridges back then.
They had cooling systems.
I'm trying to find your teleprompter. I don't know where.
What are we talking about? The Mutants. Look at that. They're apparently, this was a big story on Twitter. I guess in the beginning of the week, or the weekend. I'm not entirely sure, but apparently Marvel Studios is developing a X-Men movie under the title of The Mutants, and this seems to be a reoccurring trend with superhero reboots. You just put a "the" in front
Yeah,
of it.
right.
The Batman, The Suicide Squad.
Yeah, make it
There's
different.
the X-Men. You know, Mutants is a little different.
Right. Well, they were just X-Men for the first movies. Just X-Men.
So they should have did the X-Men.
X-Men. X-Women.
The-
You would think.
The X-Men.
Is Hugh Jackman attached to this? That's all I care about.
No. No, apparently not.
That's upsetting.
And it's one of those rumor things. The old Marvel rumor mill which we've tackled a lot throughout 2020.
I know. We got duped a bunch of times on Marvel.
Yeah, no, we've continually been duped, and that's the thing with especially the Spider-Man news. We don't know. I still think Garfield and Maguire can be in it, but this is encouraging news that the wheels are kind of rolling here for an X-Men movie. We haven't really heard anything. I mean, we all thought it was going to be Pietro, Evan Peters. That was the first kind of evidence.
They didn't shut it down. They could still do it.
If nothing comes with that, I'm gonna be very like not even upset that like my theory didn't come true, just storytelling wise. And
yeah, like why? Like they use use us.
It's fucking stupid if nothing comes from that.
Well, the director, the creator, and Elizabeth Olsen have kind of confirmed that it was for laughs. It was kind of...
That's messed up, because it's like you put Evan Peters in there, and you know the reaction it's going to get. So it's like you're going to get eyeballs on your show now.
But it doesn't make sense in terms of the show. And that could just be some cover-up, just to hide what they're doing going forward. But
that's like such a super meta reference, too.
Yeah.
And like you said, it got people talking.
Yeah.
But what we were under the impression that, okay, this is very bold. They're taking a bold step here to try and bring these universes together. Let's see if they can pull it off. And then they're saying, well, it was just a joke.
But it was like too good to be true when we first saw him, but then they kept making advances towards it. And it was like all the cookies were, like all the crumbles were leading to one answer, and they just didn't do it.
I was anticipating for it to get really weird. Like I wanted them to communicate, what do they know, how well do their stories line up, and they didn't hone in on it.
If it was just something like that, it should have been Aaron Tyler Johnson.
Right, exactly. I agree with that. But, Aaron Tyler Johnson won't get eyeballs on it. Evan Peters will.
Right, so the eyeballs are a bit different. I mean, it still would have been big to see him there.
Yeah.
And everyone's saying that now Ralph Bohner is the missing person. We'll see if anything comes of it. I don't think it will. Maybe Evan Peters will be in this Mutants movie.
But here's the thing.
Way too meta, though. Way too.
I know.
Where it takes you out of it.
But they've done this before, man. I mean, that's the thing. If this is never addressed again, it may take away from WandaVision, because you may go back and watch it, and that moment of him showing up, it's kind of like, oh, it's just a bonus joke.
The shock value is gone. It's like bringing someone back that died. But,
right.
They did.
Where if they found a way to kind of explore this further, then that moment still, that weight is always going to be there, because this is the start of something totally unique.
Well, you could still recast for the Mutants and have a new set of characters and just be like, well, that was just from the multiverse. And that's fine. I'd be okay with that.
Well, I still think the cameos are going to run wild in the Doctor Strange movie. I think they're going to get really creative with all the different movie universes they can travel to now, with all the properties that they own.
Right, because if we get Garfield or someone, like we're getting Electro in Spider-Man 3, right? That's the only one that's really confirmed, I believe.
Doc Ock was confirmed too, wasn't he?
Who knows at this point, but
I know Electro was definitely right.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is,
he's
like,
a straight up, like, he's
that could be in the same vein as Pietro, but the fact that they didn't really explain that and they just made it a joke. At this point, it's just, we'll see how going forward, but it's like they still can cast a new whole set of mutants and have this Pietro as from the multiverse, and that's kind of how he fits in that way,
or
too.
Just use him. Just use the character you put in there. Did you guys follow where this is going to lead right into Doctor Strange, though? Like, they said that this is leading directly into Doctor Strange.
The Mutants?
So how did the Mutants? What part in WandaVision led into Doctor Strange?
Probably opens up something in the multiverse.
What she did?
Or the Darkhold.
Well, I also read that Benedict Cumberbatch was supposed to make a cameo. That was in the plans, but because of COVID, they couldn't film it. He couldn't get on set, and
I should have CGI'd him.
See, that's the thing.
But this is where conflicting reports, because I read that Doctor Strange had no intentions of bringing Doctor Strange in. It's like you can't trust anything.
Well, the thing is, people who have read comics have had to deal with this for years. Yeah. Where's this hero when this is happening? Right. At the end of the day, you almost have to forgive them. If they want to tell a Wanda story, you want to get the best out of that character without having a character randomly show up and steal that character's thunder, like in The Mandalorian. But if Doctor Strange showed up, I would have appreciated, like, he shows up and says, Wanda, you got to stop doing this, and she just flicks him. Says, I'll see you in your movie.
Puts him into the multiverse, yeah.
But I think, I mean, at the end of, she's doing what he was doing in his movie, right? Reading the books.
Yeah.
But she was awake.
Yeah, she's on a different level.
Yeah, she's.
I think she was like astral projecting herself outside doing work, and
right, astral projecting. Right, that's what it's called. Yeah.
I don't know where I pulled that from. Don't ask me either.
I was looking for that word, man.
What?
Said it on the finale review. You probably just retained that.
I said it?
No, Marissa did.
Oh, maybe she did. Yeah.
Wait, can you explain the ship of Theseus again?
No.
Fair enough.
I got it in my head. I know what it is.
But this movie,
the shell of your body is
okay.
Every time we ask every time we ask for fan questions, we always get, "How do you think the MCU should bring in the mutants?" So it looks like we're still going to be talking about this. It's a tall task, man.
You had your answer.
You had your answer. You had a possibility with WandaVision, and I still think that could be the route they go, where one of these magical characters just changes the world. But we'll have to wait and see. It's encouraging, though. Encouraging news.
They kind of did answer it too. I mean, they set it up, but the molecular change when you walk through the
Hex.
Right, but the hex is gone now, so
yeah, but she expanded that thing to
then.
like 5 towns. It looked like when she expanded it.
That is true. Yeah, maybe the mutants are just all from Jersey.
It could be.
Oh, Professor X, where's my fucking room? It's just the gang. Somebody, that's a meme, right? That's a meme one of us has to make. It's the Sopranos all outside the butcher shop.
Oh my god, and get the hex going through them or something?
Yeah.
Are you a fucking mutant too, Jimmy? I thought I was the only one. I got these fucking claws. I don't know what to do with them. I almost cut myself.
All right, let's move on here to the next story. The mutants, that's fun. Hopefully the X-Men are coming sooner than later.
Believe this motherfucker shooting lasers at his goddamn eyes?
Oh, put on your fucking shades. The Snyder Cut has leaked online.
Wait.
For a short period of time.
Oh.
That's like, what are we doing recording?
Yeah, I thought it was a trailer.
Let's all sit down, boot it up. No, it leaked online. I forget the day. It was either Monday or Tuesday. It's so funny. I've talked so much shit about this movie. As soon as I saw this report, I instantly went on HBO Max. Like spamming Tom and Jerry. I hope I got it. I didn't.
Okay.
But yeah, no, we also got that new trailer, and it featured Green Lantern in the background during that dark side
way in back
scene. Not
but
sure if it's a
that
flashback.
was in the original movie too.
Right, yeah, it was a flashback. It was the dark side flashbacks.
And they had the Green Lantern Corps. They had the gods. They had Amazonians. So that's nothing new.
No, yeah, and I wonder if this will be a specific Green Lantern. If they will if they have an actor here.
Guy Gardner,
Idris.
Who's Hal Jordan, Idris Elba. I mean, the trailer, we got some new looks at Darkseid, and I think for the time frame that they put this movie together, his CGI looks okay.
Yeah,
but we're closing in here, so
next week
we're a week away.
This is pretty. This is like a pretty anticipated movie, man. This is like insane. It kind of flew by.
It's gonna be a big day. 4 hours. I'm ready.
I'm gonna do the 4 hours.
Are we watching together?
I'm committing to it. No.
Come on. We got like a bunch of dominoes.
No, I need to be in a comfortable position.
Yeah.
Are you gonna smoke?
Chilling with your boys.
Yeah, I'm gonna
some wine, some Dominos.
No, I'm gonna be. I need like I said, I need a halftime where I just go outside, recuperate, pace around, stretch, get stretched out.
I'm gonna watch Snyder Cut by myself, like I'm
bomb.
fucking Steven Glansberg.
I am too. We can go on the mic and be in a party.
Yeah, have Nash fucking screaming on the other end.
No, we won't invite Nash.
That could be fun, actually.
Actually, yeah, if Nash is down, if we get Nash commentary, he would go nuts watching 4 hours of this.
I just want to eat.
He can't even watch the good ones for 2 hours, let alone this.
I'm gonna treat it like a game day.
Yeah, no, we should tailgate outside my house. Just all dress in like the Gotham
Justice
City
League
football
stuff, yeah.
uniforms. I would like to see them introduce a Green Lantern from the comics rather than just some no-name in a flashback. I wonder what they're really going to get into with Darkseid, man. That's going to be.
Can't be much.
It's so unfortunate that Marvel beat them to the punch, guy. Oh God.
I just hope we get Omega beams. I'll be happy with that.
Yes, and I want Batman to dodge them, even though it's totally unrealistic. All right, let's move on to the next story here. We have Benedict Cumberbatch commenting on Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and he said all the usual. That It's going well. He's
Sam Raimi's the man.
excited about the script. Yeah, but those Sam Raimi comments really stuck out to me because he talked about how the process is very collaborative and that Sam Raimi is a humble presence, very appreciative of the opportunity. And I can't remember I think it is Spider-Man 3, the last movie that he directed, or maybe the Oz movie. So it's been some years between films for him. But like I said, his work on the original Spider-Man movies, his work with the Evil Dead franchise, it's the perfect mixture for everything we know about this movie. So these are encouraging comments.
Yeah, I think now, especially after WandaVision, this is easily my I don't know. See, Spider-Man 3 is hard not to be my most anticipated, but this is right there next, right up there with it. I mean, especially just because we get to see Wanda again, most of all. She's become my favorite character since WandaVision, and all the doors that show opened up, but you got to assume that that's going to connect to Spider-Man too, right? It's all going to, like, Marvel's always connected, but this seems like even more so than they have in the past. Because even like with Winter Soldier, that really didn't connect with, like, it connected with the universe, but it was very much its own thing.
It led more into the other movies.
So Spider-Man 3 and Doctor Strange, WandaVision, it just seems like what they deal with, there has to be a lot of crossover there.
Right, they're like some...
with heavy implications.
Right. Wanda at the end of the WandaVision, that's a cliffhanger, because she's studying up some magic, and we all know that it's leading into Doctor Strange too. That's why...
And Doctor Strange isn't going to like that.
No. I mean, where'd she got that book? Wong is going to be very furious.
The Darkhold.
That book is from Doctor Strange's Sanctum, right?
No, I think it's like the opposite. It's like dark magic.
I thought I read something that Doctor Strange was missing a book. And
yeah, I read that too. I'm not entirely sure, but like you said, Doctor Strange, this is going to be someone on his radar, and they have to find a way to explain where he was in WandaVision. I think they will do that. I think Mordo is going to be in this movie. That could be the foe that they team up to face. Mordo has been...
Yeah, they teased him, and he just kind of disappeared for a while.
Well, you have to imagine... I'd like it that he wasn't snapped, so that he kind of spent those 5 years studying to become more powerful than Doctor Strange. They also have to account for that as well. Doctor Strange hasn't been around for 5 years. Who's been the Sorcerer Supreme? What's happened in that time frame? And like you said, the back and forth, I think they will start as adversaries, and then Doctor Strange will become the teacher that she was looking for in Agnes. I think Agnes could show up in that movie as well. I think she definitely comes back with the way they left her.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah, she literally said, "I'm going to keep you here so I know where you are."
She want them to get weird with it.
I think this is the movie where you have the license to, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Doctor Strange, some of the comics, man, they really do get weird with it. And
it's not a whole to-do, though, like the Quantum Realm, though. Doctor Strange can just whip up a circle and step through, can't he?
That's what he does.
Like, the Quantum Realm was a whole to-do.
Yeah, the Ancient One touches his forehead and sent him to, like, 17 different multiverses in the span of 30 seconds. So, yeah, like you said, he doesn't need technology. But Sam Raimi, this is like Randy Moss, where great start to the career, Hall of Famer.
So this is his Patriots year.
Yeah, he's teaming up with Cumberbatch, Brady.
Yeah.
And, they're about to go lose to the Giants. That's who Wanda is. Wanda's the Giants. Wanda's Eli. All right, let's move on here to the next story. You guys, what? Eli's a Hall of Fame quarterback. The better Manning brother.
Easy. What's the next one?
You don't even like Peyton Manning.
I love Peyton.
Cocaine Bear.
Hell
you guys heard about the Cocaine Bear story? This was big on Twitter. People had a lot of fun with this. Everyone said that he should be called Pablo Escobar. Did you hear about this, Teddy?
No.
Apparently, it's a story from the 80s about a cocaine smuggler who died jumping out of his plane when his parachute didn't open.
Oh.
And he dropped, like,
I think it was 80 pounds of cocaine.
80 pounds of cocaine, and it was eaten by a bear.
Yeah, and he was like the strongest alpha, and like for like the half hour that he ate the cocaine for, and it's like the joke.
Is that the joke?
Yeah.
Well, the bear died. So
yeah, no, the bear is like on display somewhere.
Right. Yes, that's part of the story. Eventually, yeah, the bear. All this happened in Kentucky, so yeah, just as recently as 2015, it was on display at some like street market.
He dropped how much cocaine?
Like 80 pounds.
Skinny and shriveled, just like.
I know, right? No, they stuffed him.
Okay.
No, he's
with
not
more
like,
coke.
No. Is he still on
we
coke?
got the old-fashioned taxidermy bear.
Where can I get the coke that was in his system?
Right. Yeah. Where's the coke?
Yeah.
Well, the story is interesting because it's about an individual who was in the Air Force.
Okay.
He worked in law enforcement in Kentucky, and then he became a smuggler. So it's being directed by Elizabeth Banks, who does have some. She's done not Pitch Perfect. It is Pitch Perfect.
Too,
yeah, Pitch Perfect too, and recently Charlie's Angels.
Mm-hmm.
So this kind of fits, I think, her style. And like I said, people had fun with it on Twitter. It's a wacky story. Everyone loves stories about the drug smugglers in the 80s, right?
But how much of the bear are we getting?
Yeah, what's the story?
I know, yeah.
Is it about the guy? I don't care about the guy. I care about the bear.
I want to watch the bear and what the bear did on all that coke.
Yeah. See, that's not... The bear is a selling point. You go to the movie for the bear.
I'm going for the bear.
But the bear has to be something that happens at the end. Because you can't have 2 hours of this coked out bear.
Why not?
Being a bear.
That sounds awesome.
I think Lynch will do that sequel.
What if the bear turns out to be the bear from The Revenant? And he was just hopped up on coke, and that's why he was, giving Leo the business.
He was hopped up on coke, walked through a wormhole, and ended up in the 1800s. Or is that the night? No, yeah, that's the 1800s. And it connects to the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Holy shit. I mean, these are the burning questions, man. How much bear are we going to fucking get?
I want all
It better
bear.
be at least 30 minutes.
I want the opening scene, the guy
45.
falling to his death, and the bear just going to town.
Does the bear have a voice?
Yeah.
Like,
Yogi Bear?
Bear? Hey, boo-boo. That's all.
Now, who would have like a good cocaine bear voice?
Seth Rogen?
Steve Buscemi?
No, that's Weed Bear.
Yeah, that is Weed Bear. Steve Buscemi?
Yeah.
I kind of like Steve Buscemi as the coked out bear.
Yeah.
Can you do a Buscemi? Anybody?
I got to hear it. If I hear it, I can probably do it.
Okay, I didn't know you were fucking
I got
Johnny
to
Carson.
I could do Mr. Deeds, Steve Buscemi.
The guy over there is casting a spell on me. You sure? Sure he's not waving?
Deeds. Don't be watching Scooby-Doo.
Check out Deezy hanging out with Mac and Roll. That's awesome.
I love that scene. I was watching the one, I forgot what her name was, but she passed away recently.
Oh,
But the scene when they're IMing each other.
oh, she passed?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
Deeds, you sick ass mofo. You better hop on that before someone else does. Booyah.
I wish both like
He
that.
thinks a Jew. He thinks a Jew.
All right, let's go
love
on
that
to
movie.
the next story. We have some casting news. Game of Thrones alum.
Can we do, if the Sandler verse is ever a thing, can we do Sandler Revisited?
The podcast from last week, that crew, hell yeah, go ahead, because you guys do love the Sandman more so than I do.
You hate the Sandman.
I don't hate the Sandman. Uncut Gems really made me soften my stance on his.
All right.
That's not Sandler verse though.
No, it's not. That's not Sandlerverse at all. All right, casting news. Like I said, Game of Thrones alum Indira Varma, better known as Ilaria Martell, has been rumored to be cast in the Obi-Wan series. So, like I said, casting news, not much to talk about there, but a lot of people were speculating if she's playing Obi-Wan's girlfriend from the Clone Wars, Satine. Has a similar look.
Good
I could
cast.
definitely see her in that makeup and the headgear, but it's good to see a Game of Thrones alum, especially her. I mean, she was, the last time we saw her, she gave one of the best performances of anyone in the cast when she's just reacting to Cersei's punishment. She's just gagged in her eyes and she's just losing her fucking mind. And then apparently, she just got crushed by all those bricks.
I'm excited for this. Not too much news on this, right? Except for that.
I didn't even realize that. Like, I think the Septo was just chilling there, tied to a table. Just like, what the fuck is going on out there?
Yeah, it's like an act of God at that time.
No, I mean,
Rest in peace to those people.
yeah, she was good in Game of Thrones. I think the character could have been better, but that's not her fault. And it's good to hear that just Obi-Wan is rounding out. It's starting to gain some momentum because for a while there was rumors and it got announced and there was delays. So it's a good sign.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah, there was other rumors that I heard about this Obi-Wan series that
The Anakin stuff.
the Anakin stuff, right? I think I remember reading
Jar
something
Jar.
about Maul. Because Maul could show up in this. He's not dead yet.
When is this Obi-Wan movie supposed to be set? Was that ever
It's
discussed?
supposed to be between A New Hope and Revenge of the Sith. So 3 and 4.
Oh, okay.
So it's before he goes off with Luke and dies,
Yeah.
obviously. Yeah, no, we have to wait for more details on this one.
He let him win.
Okay, final story here on the old story list. Olivia Cooke. She definitely got the Game of Thrones community talking when she said that her spin-off series, The House of Dragon, which she is leading, The House of the Dragon, will have less violence towards women than its counterpart, Game of Thrones.
I mean, Game of Thrones in this world that George created, and like part of the world building is showing how terrible this world is to people. And maybe, maybe she meant like something where like unnecessary violence in term like what happened with Sansa, like something not in the books unnecessarily put in
Yeah.
to kind of to
Just to
push
say.
that story along, which that didn't need to happen. So maybe that was what she was saying. So
yeah, her quote was, "I wouldn't feel comfortable in being part of anything that has egregious graphic violence towards women for no reason whatsoever.
Okay.
Just because they want it to be tantalizing." And like you said,
well, that should be normal, I guess.
Right. No, because that is definitely a problem that Game of Thrones ran into, where it did become excessive, where they were doing it just to do it.
Right.
Like you said.
So like violence, like
it doesn't add to the story.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured when you said that. Like, if something adds to the story and part of the story, it makes sense for the story, then obviously I think any writer shouldn't shy away from that, especially in this world. But yeah, if you're just putting in violent scenes for no reason that don't really mean anything other than just to have it in there for shock value, like something with Sansa, then yeah, because it is a violent world. So if she can pull this off where there's just no violence in this world, then that would be impressive, and it just wouldn't fit with the world. But yeah, if anyone who's read the novella knows that shit's gonna happen.
And as Alicent Hightower, a lot of the scheming comes from her character. So a lot of the shit that goes sideways is the shit that she's setting up. Yeah. So I'm so excited for her because I think she's just such a tremendous talent, and I really hope this show is good. I mean, like we said, the story's out there, so the story is out there with Game of Thrones too. And the political machinations, they're more personal with this story. It is more of it's a family dilemma here.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Skywalker saga, where it's not the North versus the South. It's kind of just
Jedi versus Jedi.
Yeah, it's a Targaryen civil war. So, like I said, very excited for this, and I think she made some good points. We don't want to see anything like that return to this universe, and really in any franchise, because we've seen it time and time again that sometimes violence towards women it is unnecessarily graphic just to get a response, to elicit a response from the audience. And that's a trend that really needs to go away in Hollywood.
They did shy away from it towards the end of Game of Thrones, though. They weren't getting too crazy.
It is funny how the last season, just isn't as graphic, not as sexual. It lost a lot of its luster. It really did. And that's the last story, right? Wow, we can go on to fan questions.
Well, it makes sense, though, too, is a lot of the big actors, I mean, when you get that big, it's like, fuck you, I'm not getting killed like that.
Yeah, good point. You know what? I was very impressed. I think you guys did a good job last podcast.
What?
We knew that it was going to be off the rails. Yeah, Nash, Ted, and Aaron pod.
How long ago was that?
I had a good time editing. Yeah, it was last week, last Friday.
Oh wow!
I had a fun time editing it, and I thought you did a really good job with the fan questions.
Did I?
Yeah,
I butchered like 7 names.
The names, no, you were terrible. But you just had them ready to go, man.
I literally just scrolled and picked one.
What was your favorite part?
I'm trying to think what I laughed the hardest at. Well, just him having the fucking audacity to like just go at you like that. Just like, didn't you recently? Yeah. I was just like, ooh, why? I texted him.
He was pressing Nash hard.
I wasn't pressing Nash. I gave a little jab. Oh, I was going to open up with this. Where is this group chat? Okay, so this is fun. This is nice. Look into what I was talking about. How I said why I thought Teddy was being disingenuous with his birthday, and just how mean we are to each other, and we got to stop it.
Here we go.
So,
I don't know. I can't.
This is Nash and Teddy in our group chat. No one else talks, by the way.
Just Nash and Teddy.
Yeah, Nash. Man, a nice Amity else hit would be a-okay. That's it's a bar. Teddy's like, don't you work? Nash was like, yeah, and what does that even mean? Teddy, how about you focus on work and not amity else? Nash, how about you worry about yourself, you oversized, miserable plush doll? Teddy, at least I don't look like a Swedish meatball. Nash, I can't worry about having a beer possibly after work. Do you really have a stick far up your ass to even let your friends enjoy themselves? Gets better. I chimed in. Didn't we talk about not being mean to each other anymore? Teddy, Nash started the name calling for no reason. All I said was to focus on work and not drinking. And he's jumping down my throat like the pig he is.
I do remember this conversation.
Nash.
Like the pig he is.
What?
I lost it.
You just have to put in that touch.
Yeah. Nash, pig, I'm curious what you see in the mirror. I see a lion. No big deal.
Okay, let's go on to fan questions here.
That's for the fan to decide.
Yay! People, you call up to the show, you better be ready. That's what you're supposed to do. Sitting there arguing and you're trying to spell your name and all of this other stuff. It's not your show, it's my show. I'm giving you the opportunity to speak your mind. Don't call up here unless you got something to say.
It's a good first question here from Lucky Chris O2 at Chris Mayoral. Imagine we went to therapy as a podcast.
It'd be the Always Sunny fucking episode when they go to therapy.
They go to group therapy?
Yeah.
That's funny. What has been the most tedious video to date that you have produced? Well, seeing as this is the 1-year anniversary of when the world shut down, I'll never forget that this week is when I started animating the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot review, and I wanted to do that intro of your character as the monkey walking on the planet, similar to Gohan for the outro of Dragon Ball Z. It took me about 80 hours to animate.
To do that video?
Yeah.
The clip you did?
Yeah. It was
Why?
That is the definition of tedious. Well, I had to draw like the planet moving and the dragon wiggling and then Aaron coming up and doing that.
Why don't you gram that? You gotta like spend so much time. You gotta put it out there.
I should put that on the gram. 1-year anniversary.
Put it on the gram.
But that will always, that video, because I remember just being so high and so like freaked out by what was happening. And just hearing that fucking Dragon Ball Z song and bopping to it every time.
I do love that song.
That's a great outro.
Yeah, gram it. You should show your hard work.
I will gram it.
Okay. Tag me in because I'm the star.
Why? So you can not put it on your story?
I'll story it. Well, you got to tag me to story it.
I do.
Yeah. Game of Thrones Season 8 Revisited was very tedious because it was just an hour long. And trying to get from all the seasons... Picking.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
That
must have
sucks.
sucked for you. I didn't even touch that.
A lot of times the tedious things is when you do like a Photoshop edit or you want to do like a sick edit, and it just takes so long for like 2 seconds, and it like no one probably even notices. Like for this for one of the Westworld videos, I kind of opened up. I had to match the audio with Sarek talking over on one of the teasers, and then under that put him saying that in the actual scene, and I had to match the audio with his lips from the teaser just so I can transition and open up a transition from the circle of the Rehoboam to open up where his face shows and he's still mouthing the words. That took me like a good 2.5 hours, and it was like 5 seconds, and I don't think anybody probably ever noticed it.
Yeah, but you notice it.
Yeah.
When you went back and watched it. It does. You get a sense of satisfaction when you work on something that's so tiny, and then you can just kind of, it adds a little life to the video. Ted's like, most tedious?
Yeah, I just do like
recording this pod.
I did try doing a sync one though on the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot when they did like a cutaway to a fight, and it was like shot for shot the same as one of the fights in Dragon Ball Z. I was trying to put them side by side.
Yeah.
You're like a War Machine telling his story in Age of Ultron. Boom, looking for this.
I do like.
I just felt like, I swear to God.
I do enjoy it. I have an idea for a Photoshop that I can tweet out. I enjoy working on those no matter how long it takes because it's like I can get like instant gratification from it.
Right.
I gotta learn Photoshop
based on likes.
Yeah, it's like
no one ever comments like, "Yo, sick Rehoboam edit, bro."
Yeah, they like quote tweet you.
So why don't you just clip that and put it on your Instagram?
Maybe I did. Maybe I storied it. I don't know.
This question here from Noah at nross37. How can you put Venom in your Marvel movie rankings? Venom's MCU canon, guys.
I don't
I didn't put it in.
Yeah.
On mine.
Michael Keaton showed up in Morbius.
I know.
Morbius is confirmed to exist in the same universe as Venom.
But
Venom's canon.
It wasn't MCU when it came out. It's just different.
Yeah, it just came to MCU. I wonder if
you guys should.
Will Venom 2 be MCU now?
Very close-minded.
Will Venom 2 be MCU now?
Someone posted the meme of Peter Parker and Venom meeting, and he's like, "Hey, I'm Eddie Cock." Ralph Boner.
Oh, okay.
Like Marvel's just gonna keep doing this so that it's not really Venom. It's just Venom's canon. It's not high up. I mean, throw it in at 24. God damn.
Well, it's not 24 though. I think it's a good movie.
Where would you put Venom?
I fucking
17,
hated
18
Venom.
maybe.
Yeah, you weren't a big Venom guy.
No.
You didn't-
When you view
really?
it as a comedy, it's much better.
Yeah.
The restaurant
dark
scene to
movie.
me is.
You're laughing? Symbiote took
well,
control of a man and you're
And
laughing?
I'm laughing. I am laughing, and I'm tired of saying I'm not.
That scene was cringy though at the end when he eats him, and then he walks out like
The
the
whole
way he
movie
talks.
is cringy. That's
Yeah.
why it's good.
He makes out with woman Venom?
That is. She was thick. She was thick.
I'm pumped for Woody Harrelson.
This question, me too. Actually, I
Who's he playing, Mephisto?
He's a fuck. This question here from Keith at Witsy1. What's your favorite Peter Jackson movie that isn't Lord of the Rings?
Oh, I was about to...
Well, Peter Jackson is a director that I haven't seen much of his movies.
Can I put They Shall Not Grow Old?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
King Kong is the last movie
Yeah. King Kong is just so long. Sometimes it's on TV and I'll watch it for like an hour and I enjoy it. But how long is it? It's like 3.5 hours, right?
Oh, District 9.
not a Peter Jackson movie.
So why did it come up in my typed in Peter Jackson?
I produced it.
One of his earlier movies that I have seen, Meet the Feebles, it's like
That was next on the list.
it's an R-rated. It's basically like R-rated Muppets.
He really hasn't made
It's
that many
really,
movies.
It's fucking out there, man. It's wacky. No, he hasn't made that many.
All right, well, if I can't pick District 9, then all I got on Peter Jackson is Lord of the Rings and King Kong.
Yeah, his first few movies are supposed to be actually pretty good.
I think I've seen Dead Alive and... Did I see it?
Does this guy have like a lock on King Kong? He made like 4 or 5 King Kongs,
It's kind of crazy how he got the Lord of the Rings.
No,
gig.
he only directed one of them. Maybe he was a producer.
I guess.
But what was the other movie that you mentioned?
Dead Alive?
District 9, he was a producer.
Heavenly
Yeah.
Creatures.
What's The Adventures of Tintin?
Producer.
Does that count? I mean, he pretty much directed it.
No,
right?
that's Spielberg.
Then all the Hobbits.
Pretty
He's doing a
much directed
Beatles
it.
documentary coming out this year.
Right, yes. No, the documentary They Shall Not Grow Old was extraordinary.
It was on HBO Max?
It is? Yeah.
I think so.
I saw that in theaters, man.
I wish I did.
And the behind the scenes at the end was even better. Just seeing how they have that on HBO Max too, the behind the scenes?
Of like how they...
How they colorized it? Talk about tedious. Oh my gosh. Like the amount of work that went into that, it's amazing, but I can't imagine sitting and watching frame by frame like
Tedious work drives me. You see it here when I work on a computer. I can't sit still. It fucking drives me insane.
No, yeah, it can be a bit mind numbing at times. See, this is where you were just killing it last week.
Because he just saw any question and he just blurted it out.
This
Why
question
are
here
you getting
from-
mad that he?
I'm not
complimented
getting
me?
mad.
You are.
This question here from B at Lady Tedderbury. Colin Firth has never been on Harry Potter, Doctor Who, or Game of Thrones. Who would you cast him as? Colin Firth
All right.
and Harry Potter.
I never seen Doctor Who, so I can't cast him in there.
Well, Doctor Who.
Okay.
Harry Potter, I would go
He would be a good
Remus Lupin.
Yes, I was just gonna fucking say that.
I'm just in your head, man.
I just didn't know his name, so
Dunkaroos.
I'm not I don't really know.
You're not a nerd.
But like I saw his face. That's a great fucking pick.
Or Voldemort. I think Colin Firth could pull off Voldemort. Although I wouldn't want to take Ralph Fiennes out of that role.
Yeah. Could he do
Great
a
fun.
serious?
I think, Gary Oldman. That's a better question. Colin Firth or Gary Oldman, better actor. Those are like, that's Kong and Zilla.
Colin Firth could have done Commissioner Gordon. Gary
Oh.
Oldman couldn't do King's Speech.
Colin Firth can do the.
I feel like Gary Oldman would be
the
able to
Ministry
pull
of
that.
Magic.
Probably could.
The Minister of Magic?
Yeah.
Who? What?
Yeah, it's like Harry.
Well, you got to put him in the
Well, you
70s
He could be an old
role?
Harry.
Well, you get him, and then you make the Minister of Magic a little more. They always talk about him.
You got to make the Minister of Magic
You incorporate him.
Dick Cheney.
Old Harry?
He's back! That's all I remember about the Minister. I don't hate that.
Mm.
Old Harry.
Game of
Game of
Thrones. Littlefinger?
Maybe he's a bit too young, but Barristan Selmy, he's not as, doesn't really come off as a fighter.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones, I could see him as a maester.
Stannis?
I can't really see him as maybe Stannis. I actually wouldn't hate Colin Firth as Stannis. Stannis is supposed to be kind of plain looking. Colin Firth is a good looking dude. He's got that older Bond look to him.
He wears glasses, nice too.
I could see him like in a Maester role, maybe or a Faceless Man, maybe. Well, Jack and Nagar, that actor was really great too. I like the Faceless Man, keeping him German. This question here from Trent Mikkel. For Bo, what was the first anime that you ever saw, and which was the first one that you really liked? First anime I ever saw? Well, as a kid, I guess Dragon Ball Z. But in my 20s, discovering anime would be Samurai Champloo. And it's an anime that I really liked. Hip-hop anime about two samurais trying to help a young girl find her father. It's got a whole hip-hop soundtrack. The opening scene is you would like that beat, actually.
Shampoo?
You would, Bob. Champloo.
Oh.
And it's by director Shinichiro Watanabe, who also did Cowboy Bebop. He did Blade Runner 2022. So he's a beast. And yeah, that's first one. All I did was Google best animes, and that one came up, and I watched it. Yeah, and that kind of put me on this path.
Best hip-hop intro is probably Samurai Jack.
Dude, I think you would like Samurai Champloo just for like the hip-hop drops. Like randomly, like beats will come in.
Really?
Like these grimy, like lo-fi. Yeah, I'll play some.
Is there an English dub?
Yeah, there's an English dub. If you watch that, though, you're off the pod.
What, the English dub?
Yeah. This question here from Marquise. Who had the best start to a franchise? So, best first movie.
It's
You
Yankees.
say Yankees?
The Vegas hockey team a few years back.
Yeah, actually.
That was pretty incredible.
I mean, it only took the Islanders like 10 years to win 4 back-to-back cups. Let's see.
I think Star Wars is kind of the...
But it peters off, though. It's just a big first 3.
Right, big first 3, but the big first start. They mentioned here Iron Man.
Fellowship. Well, are we going about like the...
X-Men?
What it becomes?
Yeah.
Or just a movie?
No, I think just the first... Not what it becomes, but the best first movie.
All right.
Probably Fellowship. It's got to be.
I'll go
New
Star
Hope.
Wars only because, New Hope, because so much was going against that movie, and the production was kind of hellish, and even after filming it, like they say, Star Wars was saved in the edit. So, lightning in a bottle, skin of their teeth, masterpiece. So, to me, that's the most impressive.
Jurassic Park's a good one, too.
Well, that's one where you start with the best movie, and it's gotten worse ever since. Because the first Jurassic Park, still to this day, is one of my all-time favorites.
I'll make a prediction. Dune. Aren't they saying Dune's going to lead into a lot more than just this one movie?
Yeah, the Bene Gesserit TV show, the sequels.
Yeah.
So, I hope Dune is good.
That would fucking suck.
Yeah, we don't even want to talk about that. This question here from Trey at CW_Riley3. If Nerd Soup Gang went to the Olympics, who would win what events? High jump, long jump, hurdles, 40-yard dash.
I'm getting to 40 easily.
I feel like I could curl.
What were the...
That's a little...
Yeah, nice touch, yeah.
What were the choices?
Long jump.
I think I'm faster than you.
Yeah.
Let's do that race right now. We'll come back inside.
I will literally go outside and race around.
You want to go?
No. Not to waste time, but my money would be on Ted. This question here from Sigarmaz, I think. Richer and deeper political show in space, Battlestar Galactica or The Expanse?
I haven't seen any of them.
Same.
Haven't seen Battlestar Galactica, just finished season 1 of The Expanse, and for everyone who's been harassing me online for the last 4 years to watch this show, you guys were so right. It's so fucking good.
How old is it?
I can't watch The Expanse?
Yeah.
I want to say 2015, 2016. One of the strongest first seasons ever of a show that I've watched.
Yeah.
Starts out a little slow, but once that story gets going, you just get so invested in the narrative, and the characters really show out to be solid characters. And it looks, for this to be produced by the Sci-Fi Channel, it looks amazing. I mean, like you said, I think season 6 comes out in the fall. It's about 5-6 years old now, and oh my god, the special effects are incredible.
So is this like Star Trek kind of, like where they do missions, or is it like a drama, like a 40-minute episode?
It's got elements of Star Trek in it, but it's hard sci-fi, so they're trying to... Everything that's in the show is supposed to be theoretically possible.
Oh.
So we've colonized Mars. We have other outposts throughout the...
Galaxy?
Yeah,
Universe?
throughout the solar system. so Earth is a superpower, Mars is a superpower, but there are other colonies in between. So the politics are very interesting. But Battlestar Galactica is a show that we are going to review coming up soon. So
who is?
Us on the channel.
Not me.
I'm included in that?
You want to?
Are you doing it?
Yeah, it's a Patreon request.
No.
Why don't you work on your polls?
I will.
Work on your fucking foot speed, too. What the fucking burn you.
I've been, all right, you know what? I'll go outside right now and race you. You're going to make me do it.
This question here from Benjamin at Captain Guap.
I'm going to record this now.
Captain Guap, you better be
record the race?
Yeah. It's getting recorded.
Yeah, it's going on IG. Favorite 3 characters from the MCU.
Where's my poll?
What was it?
Favorite 3 characters from the MCU.
Ooh. Thor.
Cap, Rocket, Thanos.
I also haven't ran in a while too, but I still think I could beat you.
It's not happening. I won't let it happen.
Aaron, I think you have my money would be on you tripping and falling before you beat Teddy.
Get momentum.
You have never been fast in your life. You're not.
Yeah, I ran a 4.9 in high school.
With David George holding the stopwatch.
I did. We had the electric things.
Yeah.
4.99, but still.
It's 5.
Around town. That was a 4.98.
Oh God, I hate you both.
Top 3 characters
Faster
in
than Teddy.
MCU.
We're all losers at this point.
Thor,
Wanda, Cap.
Star-Lord.
Wow, Wanda beats Cap for you?
I'm just naming 3.
Okay.
Recency bias, maybe. I'll put her up there.
Right.
I've been digging Strange a lot too, but I don't know if I can put him up there yet.
I'm a big Doctor Strange fan. And Tony Stark. Tony Stark, Star-Lord, and Thor.
I'll do Star-Lord, Cap, Wanda.
This question here from Max
Cap's annoying.
at Jack and Curry.
He's like Cap.
He's
What would
annoying,
it
though.
take for the boys to enter your top 5 favorite TV shows of all time?
A solid 3rd season. They can get in there.
Well, I think if they have another season on par with 1 and 2, then you start talking okay, this could be one of the all-time greats. It's all about consistency.
All right.
Will it get its recognition though on Amazon?
Yeah, I think so. I think when you look at the numbers of last season, it was pretty popular. It's one of the most popular shows of the year.
Was
right up there with WandaVision.
The Boys was weekly, right? Or did they do a couple of 2 drops?
Yeah, no, The Boys was weekly. I think we got the first 2.
Oh.
And then it was, 8 for the season? Yeah, because, we did weekly drops, remember? We did the spoiler discussions. And it's got the potential.
You need, I think it depends, because you could take a limited series and you could put it up there as one of your top 5 shows. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Man. What?
I could put Chernobyl up there.
But with the extended series, you can't really go off of just, even though you have more seasons already, you have 2 seasons, it's hard to really compare because you don't really know the conclusion and how it wraps up. So.
You think season 2 was better than 1?
1 is ahead by a little bit.
Season 2 was a hell of a season, right?
Yeah. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm looking forward to rewatching that before season 3.
Me too.
Yeah, their endings, the way that they've ended both seasons has just been so impressive. I mean, 1 was a great cliffhanger, and 2 was just...
I need more Giancarlo, man.
Where all these characters are left off. They're all in... I keep thinking Huey working with that congresswoman. How is he going to get back with Butcher?
Yep.
How are their paths going to cross again?
Well, season 2 made a couple adjustments. It's a series finale.
Right, yeah, kind of.
I want to know how long Huey's going to go until he finds out. Because he's going in there with, going for a real job. He's not going in there to do intel.
He's going to intern. This question here from Nelly at Cullen Hall. Who should Oprah interview next?
Ooh.
Us.
Can we get Oprah?
That would be funny as hell. You and Nash. Why you two left Nerd Soup? Oprah, man. Ooh.
Who's someone that
I don't know why Oprah
secrets?
doesn't interview more people more often. Because she's still got it.
She's
like the best in the game.
She picks and chooses.
Yeah, no, she's I guess she's afforded that opportunity when you're Oprah.
Yeah.
But she's the best. She's one of the best interviewers of all time, man. She's so good. Did you see anything?
You know who's
about
good?
this?
Barbara Walters too.
He probably has no idea what's going on.
Yeah, she interviewed Meghan Markle,
and
she outed the royal family, saying that Archie is too dark to be part of the family, pretty much.
Okay, yeah, no, I'll give you that. Elena filled you in.
I haven't had much to do during the day at work.
You got the forced Apple notification, Apple News.
Meghan Markle. I like you gave her a little flair there.
Well, I know it because it sounds like Martel.
Well, I mean that situation is just I feel like we may have to stop calling people royalty in the 21st century. That may be the first step.
And Princess Diana was trending too.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
I'm big on the royal family.
All right, guys, that is the Nerdsuit podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us. And like, subscribe, share it with your friends, do all that stuff.
Be ready for the big race next week.
Yes.
Big race.
Next Tuesday.
On IG Live,
Tell your
hosted by
friends.
Nash.
Should probably stop smoking.
Who are you? Well, would you look at that? It's finally over. Hey guys, Bo Oliver here for one final send-off. Now, before I beg you guys to like and share this video, I'd like to thank our very special Patreon pledgers. We are very proud of the community we've been able to build here at Nerdsuit, and it would not have been possible without our Patreon supporters. You guys are the true MVPs of this channel. Everything I've said, you keep the fridge full, you keep the lights on. There aren't enough words to thank you guys, but we'll do it anyway. Thank you. And we have a few videos coming up that have been suggested to us by Patreon pledgers. My Hero Academia, Neon Genesis Evangelion, and Full Metal Alchemist will be reviewed by Marissa, and yours truly, and Castlevania, which will be reviewed by Marissa and Aaron. And if you'd like to consider donating to our Patreon page, you can visit patreon.com/nerdsup and check out some of the rewards we offer to our listeners. And really, we'd like to thank everyone who takes the time out of their day to watch our videos. Patreon pledger or not, your support is what keeps us motivated to keep giving the world our opinions on movies and TV shows and video games and pop culture, even though no one asked for it. We're still here, we're still yapping, and we hope you continue to join us. I'm Bo Oliver, and I support this message.